we promised that we would do a leverage trade of 100x. So should we give that a go?
Oh, yeah, actually you already did.
Oh, we did. Hello and welcome back to Altcoin Buzz Spotlight with me, Layah, the show where we speak to entrepreneurs, innovators and thought leaders in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. This show is going to be a little different. We're going to be joined with the CEO of the trading platform Phemex, Jack Tao. Jack is going to be giving me a tutorial, a play-by-play of how to trade on his platform. We're even going to be doing the infamous 100x leverage trade. If you enjoy the show, then don't forget to hit the like button and comment below with who you want us to interview next week and what topics you want us to cover. Jack, so good to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
Hi, Layah. It's an honor to be here.
So it's a very exciting time right now. Before we jump into the trading, I do want to get your thoughts on the markets, particularly because the Bitcoin halving is coming up in about 2 weeks now. So let's just look at that. How do you think this is going to affect the price?
It will still be one of the main factor to contribute to the volatility, but it's really hard to predict the market movement right now because the coronavirus is still ongoing and the global economy is still in a very unstable and unpredictable situation.
Absolutely, and I've had a lot of people say, well, usually we've been expecting the halving to make the price go up, but just right now it's just so unprecedented. And of course, we invited you on the show today because I don't do a lot of trading and I really want to learn, and I'm sure a lot of people also want to learn. So we're going to go through and do an entire play-by-play tutorial. So are you ready for this?
Yes. Look forward to it.
Okay, Jack, so let's do this. This is the first page that comes up when you log onto the Phemex account.
Right.
So where do I go from here? What do I do? How do I start trading on your platform?
So I can see you already logged in. So just click Start Trading at the top.
Okay, let's do it. Start trading. So this big confusing page comes up. A lot is happening. Can you talk us through what is going on here?
So this is the default layout. So you can customize layout just for your information. So for this default layout, that on the left side, most left side, you have the order placement panel. So you can see the limit, market, condition. That's where you put your instructions for your orders.
Okay.
And on the right side of it is the order book. So it's basically how many people placing their orders in this book, buy, sell, and what's the latest price, market price. So the red one in the middle, this is the last trade price. And then you have below it's the best bid price. And above it was the best ask price. And the blue one, and the blue one is the market price.
Market price.
Mark price.
Mark price.
Basically, it's index price. Index price. Tell you it's sources from outside to tell you what's the fair price at the moment.
Okay, I just want to go back a sec to over here on the left. Can you just take us through limit, market, and conditional? What are these three panels that you referred to earlier?
Yeah, so the limit price is basically you can instruct, say, how much I want to purchase or sell and what's the price I want to sell. And for market price is basically just put a quantity and it will take the book, cross the spread, take the book and execute it whatever the price on the book. And the conditional is a little bit advanced. It basically say, it also have a conditional limit and a conditional market. So for conditional limit, basically you say.
What is the condition? What is conditional though? What does that mean?
Yeah, the order will not be executed immediately or effective immediately until it hits some condition, like it's triggered by. So basically, say it's triggered by last price, which means that when when last trade price hit some price that you specified, the order will be active.
Okay, so that's if you say I want to trade when it officially gets to that point, or I want to sell when the price gets to that point.
Right, right.
Right. Okay.
So
Fine.
when we switch back to the limit price, and you have these two big button, one is buy long and one is sell. So say if you put some quantity there,
Yeah.
let's say you put like maybe 10, 10 contracts
Okay.
in the quantity editor.
Right. Should I do that now?
Yeah,
Should I do
we
it?
can do that
Okay.
now.
Oh, and I
So
also just want
basically,
I want to just mention as well, just before we go forward, that we've already loaded the account. I think it's roughly with about $50 in Bitcoin.
right, cool. So yeah, so it tells you that totally. So each contract for BTC USD, each contract is worth $1.
Yeah.
So 10 contracts is $10. So basically, this order value is about 0.0013 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then it tells you what's the order value and what's available balance. And you can see that your buy button and sell button are available right now,
Yes.
right? Because this is a small amount of the order, and the cost is very low. It's almost zero. So once you're ready, you can click buy and sell to place this order. And the
So
price we specified is a little bit low. So one quick way to specify price, you can click just one of the price on the order book.
where shall
Say,
I click? Okay, which price? How do I know which one to click?
so let's say you want to buy, okay?
Yeah.
So you want to buy immediately, and
Yeah.
you just click the ask price, the lowest red one, which is 7707.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
you
So I click
click
this.
that price. Yes. Yeah, you can see the price immediately changed on the limit price on the left panel. It already
Oh,
changed to
here.
the price. Yeah,
Yeah.
so basically, so you can just buy immediately.
Okay.
Then after specify the price, yeah, if the book change, you can click again, and that's no problem. And
And I have a quick question.
then
I just want to jump in.
uh, once you're
How
ready,
do I
we can click
know?
buy.
I just want to jump in. How do I know
Mhm.
which of these to click? Because you chose the lowest. Why would I not choose this one, for example, or this one here?
Oh, that's a good question. So it depends on the size of your order, and
Oh,
it
okay.
depends on the slippage you want you expecting. So for example, if you trade like $10 contracts, so click the lowest price will be good enough, since we can see there's a couple hundred and 1,000 contracts on that price. So you will be executed on that price. But if you have a large, let's say you want to trade a large, and it could eat up to a couple levels, so you may want to specify a little bit higher, right? And also based on your preference on whether you want to execute your order immediately or you want to sit in the book. So you can also click on a lower price in the green area and on the buy side. So you basically say I want to place maybe that price 7,600, and it will sit in the book. So you basically want to put your book there and wait for someone to cross the spread to execute your order. So the main difference is if you sit in the book and someone cross the spread to hit your order, you get rebates because you
Okay.
provide the liquidity. But if you take the liquidity from the book, you actually have to pay for the taker fee.
So before we do any trades, I want to have a look at what's going on over here, um, because I think people won't necessarily know. How do I know what to trade? How do I know how much to put down? So this over here should give us some information, if you're following this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the chart for trade view, and it's candle chart. It tells you that the recent market movements, and you can specify different time period, and also yeah, you can also change the size. So we currently at 30 minutes, 30 minutes candle bar. So which means each candle, so each one bar present 30 minutes situation. So it tells you what's the yeah, if you move any one of them, it tells you what's the open price for that candle. And in this 30 minutes, what's the close price and what's the highest price and what's the lowest price. And underneath, it also tells you that what's the trading volume in this 30 minutes.
All right, perfect. So what else have we got going on below here? And before anybody makes a trade, do they essentially need to use every single part of this page?
It depends. It depends. Some people only use one or two panels, and some people they have a bigger screen. They want to see everything. Each different panel provide different functionality. So when you scroll down let's start from the left side. You see that's called BTC USD leverage.
Yeah.
So this panel has two functions. One is you can specify your leverage. So we have two types for cross margin. One is called cross margin. So which is by default. You can see that it's already specified cross. The cross margin, and we have isolated margin. You can change it. So by default, it's a cross margin.
So what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, yeah. So for isolated margin, let's say you move it to 2x. Yeah. Right? If you move it to 2x, which means that you will use 2 leverage. For every contract you trade, you only need to pay 50% initial margin.
Okay.
So let's say you trade $100 worth contracts.
Yeah.
So
which we said we would, by the way, which we said we're going to do. By the end of this video, we're going to do that.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Definitely. So it's all the way up to 100 times. Yeah. The higher the leverage, the lower the initial margin requirement will be. And so for isolated margin, once you put the initial margin, so your position will use that initial margin, right? If you have any loss, it will be deducted from that the initial margin you have paid, right? And the difference is for cross margin, right? If you have your position have a potential loss, it will use your remaining balance to automatically to cover your loss to avoid the liquidation.
So what is the smartest thing to do? Say I'm doing a trade and it's quite risky. I'm concerned that I could lose. Where would I want to put this?
I think for beginners, it's better to start with 10 times or 5 times isolated margin. So you basically just move the circuit to 5x or 10x, between 5x to 10x.
Somebody that's beginning would want to do around 5 to 10x then.
Yeah, that's my personal suggestion. So for beginner, 5 times, 10 times is much safer.
Okay, now how relevant is everything under here before we actually go ahead and start a trade?
So yeah, the last one panel I want to introduction is that there is a position panel, right? It basically tells you your open orders, your closed orders, your order histories, and your current position you're holding, right?
Right.
Obviously, we don't have any for now. And then there's 3 more panels. The recent trades basically tells the history of the latest trades at what time and what price, at what size. Yeah. The depth chart is another view of the order book. It aggregated tells you that within this. It's just another view tells you that what's the order book looks like currently.
Okay, perfect. So if we want to go ahead and do a trade.
Actually, I have a question for you. So you think the price is going up or going down right now?
Bitcoin, I think the price personally is going to go up. I've just been following it for the last few days. We've seen it's been going up. So I'll go long.
Okay, long? Okay, let's start maybe from 500 contracts.
500. Okay, slightly terrified. Oh, I don't know if I have enough funds.
Yeah, so let me see. And what's the price? Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to talk about this percentage bar, right? So percentage bar is basically, it has some estimation based on the current funds you have. And like say you want to use up to 50% of the funds.
Oh,
And if you
okay.
click that, it automatically fill the quantity for you.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
Yeah,
So that would
maybe we'll
be.
start from 129. Yep.
Oh, you want to do 50? Okay, 129. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the price, let's use the ask price, which is 7725.
So I go here. Is that
Click.
correct?
Yep.
Yep. Getting there.
Then
Getting
hit
the
the
hang of
buy
this.
button.
Then I hit the. Wait, what happens around here? We've already chosen the leverage.
So this determines that the initial margin you're gonna pay. It actually in the buy button, it tells you for this trade, it roughly costs you 0.0033 Bitcoin.
How do I know?
And
Where are you
you're
looking? How do I know that?
in the blue button,
Oh, I
the
see
cost.
here. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's the cost
So
to actually buy. Got it.
right, you can see that your available is about 0063 or 67, right? Since you choose 5%, five times the cost for this trade will be half because you choose 50%, right? So the cost will be half
Yeah.
of your available balance.
Oh, and I see. So that's changing as I move. Right. Okay. I'm just having a look. So every time I go higher, like you said earlier, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. Okay. We want to do a trade of 100x. So what's best to do a trade now at 5x and then do another one at 100x? Will we have enough funds after we do this? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we will because it's only that's the cost. It's obviously not a lot like you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. So I click buy.
Yep.
So what is this? Talk me through this.
This is just a confirmation and tells you that what you're gonna expect.
So order price is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And the quantity and the cost, your leverage, etc. And most important thing, it has some estimated liquidation price. So based on current available balance and you choose 5 times, so your tolerance is very high. So unless it's reduced by 1,000, more than 1,000, you won't be liquidated. So pretty
Okay.
safe.
Pretty safe. Okay, cool. All right, confirm.
Yep.
There we go. So I don't know if you heard, but it had like a little fancy little swipe noise. So that's how you know that it's done.
Yep.
All right, so here, back in all my open positions. So here we go. So now we can see it. So size, the value. Is that the value of what I've bought or?
That's the value of this 129 contracts.
Okay.
It's 129 US dollar, which is equivalent to this much BTC.
Okay, perfect. Entry price. So that's kind of self-explanatory, right? That's the price that I went in at.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit lower than the price is specified because the order book just moved down a little bit, which is a good
Yeah.
thing. You get a cheaper price.
Okay, that's good. Very good. And for those that don't know, mark price, talk us through this one.
Yeah, market price is the current the fair price right now.
Okay, can I zoom in? Oh, there we go. Can you see that zooming in well?
Yep,
Is that
yep,
zooming in for you? Okay, good. Liquid price. So this is, if it drops below that, then I'm screwed basically. But it
yep.
won't.
Yep. This is liquidation price. So what if the market move down by
Yeah,
more than 1,000, that you will get liquidity at that price. So it's basically
pretty
very
safe.
safe. Yeah, pretty safe for now. Then you will see that the margin basically would have paid for this position, and you can see there's a dash, which means you can edit it. You
Yeah.
can put more money for this position to make it safer.
So
So sometimes,
I can update this. This isn't like this isn't closed. I can keep going on this
yeah.
particular position.
Yeah, that's the thing of the isolated margin. So isolated margin which means that you control how much money to put into this position, right? If the margin used up due to unrealized the P&L, then the position will be liquidated. The more money you put, the lower the liquidation price will be, so it will be safer.
Yeah.
So right now, since we don't need to put anything because we're very safe right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, Next one is the unrealized P&L. So basically, we actually up to about 5-6 cents.
So just to clarify, is this where the profit is? So right now is my profit 4 cents? Okay, so I don't want to close it because we are making no money right now. We're hovering up and down. So just before so what is over here? So this is how I then close my position if I choose to.
So for limit order that you specify the price, so you know exactly what's the execution price you will be, and you will have a better picture of about your eventual realized P&L, right? For market order, it's just quick, right? And for market order, it will be executed immediately, but you may have a slippage, and your realized P&L will be slightly different. But for limit order, you may or may not get executed immediately, but you have a better understanding of the final price.
So where do we go from here then? Because I don't want to close my position because we haven't made much money yet.
Yeah. So now we use a little bit advanced feature. So
Yeah.
you can see there's a TPSL column. TP means take profit. SL means stop loss. You probably want to sleep or go do something else. You want to set some orders to work for you. So this is the place that you can set some targets for at what time if the price move against me,
I see.
and I want it to automatically close to stop loss, right? If the price goes up, I'm very happy about the profit I can get. So I want to set a condition price. So this, if you click that button, it will have a dialog to allow you to specify some condition orders.
Okay, and this is what came up earlier. This is what came up earlier when we were going to buy initially.
Yeah.
Okay, fab.
So it's also very easy. And you can set both at the same time, stop loss and take profit. Trailing stop is a little bit more complicated. I can introduce a little bit later.
Okay.
So let's say stop loss, you say if I lost 25% of my initial margin, I want to close it. And take profit, you can see if it's I made like 100%, I want to close my position. Yeah, it tells you. So your estimated profit is how much, and your estimated loss is how much.
Okay, so I can't see Bitcoin reaching this price in the next day or two. Could be wrong, but it's just my opinion. So can I make that lower then? Can I say 8,000?
Yeah. You can specify by yourself as well. And it's automatically updated.
So that's how much profit I would make?
Yes.
Perfect. And stop loss? Yeah. That okay?
So then you don't have to sit and wait, and you can just let the engine works for you.
All right, and I click confirm.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. So we promised that we would do a leverage trade of 100x. Sorry. So should we give that a go?
Oh. Yeah, actually, you already did.
Oh, we did.
So what happens is, it adjusts automatically. So if you adjust that leverage, it will automatically change your position leverage as well. So you can see now your liquidity price is much higher than previous. So be careful that you have to adjust your take profit and stop loss order again, because your stop loss is 700. It's even lower than the liquidation price, so it will never trigger.
Okay, so can we go in and change this then? And that's all because I changed the leverage, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so let's go in and just change this then.
So you need to change to like 7,700.
Yeah.
So you don't want to get it liquidated, so you need to get it higher.
Okay, confirm. I think that's really important actually, just because to know that do not be messing around with this then, because you're essentially change your order. It's not kind of, you shouldn't just sort of move it and play with it until you decide to do another order. So that will actually, so this isn't set in stone. This can change basically. So right now I would make 22 USD if I still wanted to, 0.22 USD if I still wanted to.
Which is 60%, which is pretty good. It's 17%. It's 70% profit based on the initial margin.
Let's do it. So which one do I want then? Because this is going to confirm it, but it won't happen now. This will happen now, but we
Yeah,
can't
let me
confirm it.
see. Yeah, let's
Oh, and
try
it's
just
going
market
up.
order.
Yeah, let's do it. Confirm.
So click the closed positions
Where do I do that? Close position. Close positions. Yep.
next to the open position.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. So this tells you that actually it's because this contract is a little bit small and it didn't tell you exactly how much money you make, and because it's all zero.
Yep.
So the one way is to you go to your fund history. So if you click your assets on the right, go to P&L details.
Yep.
Did
I make nothing? Did we make nothing?
No, it's just it didn't display the decimal, and that's a feature that we're going to enhance to have
Okay.
more decimals. Tells you because the amount is a little bit small.
So there you go, we've learned how to trade. Jack, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully I didn't ask too many questions, but I think these things are really important. And yeah, it's been absolutely great just because I haven't done a lot of trading myself. So thank you so much.
Likewise, it's my honor.